Abike. 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 Abike's story.
So what's the story with her?
African female. Says she's 23. No papers, but the usual sub-story.
Please, sir. I need some medicine. My head hurts too much.
This isn't a doctor's surgery, love. You can discuss all that with a caseworker later. All right?
How did I get here? How did this happen? Oh, my life. What did I do wrong? Oh, God, please.
Abike was orphaned at an early age. Her mother's friend, Mrs. Thomas, took her in. Mrs. Thomas was a good surrogate mother. She was disciplined and made Abike study hard. Abike managed to pass all of her exams with top grades and got a place at a university in Lagos.
I did it. I passed them all.
Ah, I'm so proud of you, my child. Well done, eh?
Well done, oh.
You will go far.
Oh, I don't have enough for all this.
Here, let me pay the rest.
Thank you. That was so kind. I promise to pay you back.
Good. Then I'll have to see you again, won't I? Here's my number. Adam and Abike began dating. He was charming and funny, and Abike soon fell in love. You, Abike, you have a beautiful smile. I could sit here and look at you forever.
Adam, shh. You're embarrassing me. Be quiet.
Adam worked in Austria, and soon he had to return. But he promised to call Abike every day.
I will miss you so much.
Adam returned to Lagos and asked Mrs. Thomas for Abike's hand in marriage.
Oh, Adam, you are a fine gentleman.
You just take care of her, You hear me? She is so precious.
I promise I will, madam. Oh, I will. Adam returned to Austria soon after the wedding. Abike remained at Mrs. Thomas's house. Abike gave birth to Akinola a year after her marriage to Adam. Mrs. Thomas looked after the baby every day while Abike studied. But Abike fell pregnant again after another of Adam's visits.
Where is that husband of mine?
That October, Mrs. Thomas died. Adam returned from Austria and begged his family to take them in. Adam's mother didn't feel Abike was good enough for her son, as she was just a waitress. Small girl.
Well, what choice do I have? But if she is any bother to us, she is out. You understand me?
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. Eshegoni. Adam was too busy to return for the birth of his son, and his family didn't help at all. One night, Adam's mother lost her temper with Abike over a broken plate.
You are not fit to be their mother. Get out of here and never come back. The children are staying with us. Finish.
We will kill you if we see you here again. You hear us?
Get out of here and never come back. The children are staying with us. Finish.
Abike was out on the street. She called Adam, but he was little help.
Well, what can I do? I will come and visit you soon, but I have to finish my work here. You just have to wait. Stop walaing me, eh?
Where shall I go? Where will you visit me? In a shop doorway? I need my children. I need my husband, Adam.
Don't worry about the kids. They are safe. They are safe.
I went to the nursery to see my babies for the last time and then left. Even after everything that has happened to me since, that moment was the worst of my life. I found work as a waitress, and one day a woman called Mary approached me in the cafe. I felt so alone that I told Mary everything.
Pelle, you poor child. That's so bad.
Let me think of how I can help you.
Mary was very kind to Abike. She told her that she could arrange for her to be a nanny in London and even earn enough to bring her children over.
You are a kind and loving person, Abike. You will be a wonderful nanny to some lucky family in London. What do you say? Shall we make it happen and get you away from this nastiness? I cannot believe what you are offering me. How will I ever repay you? Oh, don't worry about the money. We can arrange that once you start working.
London!
Mary arranged everything for Abike. She gave her all the documents and told her that she would meet her in London. Abike had never been on a plane before. She was scared and felt a heavy sadness at leaving her children. But this was mixed with hope that thanks to her new life, she would see them again.
Let me look after your passport. I'll keep it safe. Let's go home. I remember how excited I was to see London from the car. I was beginning my new life. I felt dizzy and so cold. Tomorrow you'll start work, but today you can rest. You've had a long journey. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for everything.
The next morning, when Mary came into Abike's room, her whole manner had changed. She told Abike that there was no nanny work.
Abike, I have spent plenty money getting you here. You need to work to pay me back. Finish! I have somebody for you. And you must be nice. And you must be nice.
But I am not like that. Please, Mary, I understand you have been kind to me, but I cannot do that. I won't do it.
You will do as you're told, girl. If you don't, I will kill you. If you try and escape, my friends have your picture and will find you. If you go to the police, they will send you back to me. I know this city very well, so don't get any stupid ideas. Shogbo. I was stunned. Mary was a different person. The kind woman had vanished and left behind this monster with cold, dead eyes. I felt so scared. I suddenly realized that the room was locked from the outside. I was trapped.
Later that day, Mary brought a man to Abike's room. Mary told her that she needed to be good to him, as he was a regular customer.
I will not do anything with this man. I will not do anything with this man. I will not do anything with this man. I will not do it.
You need to stop resisting, or this will be very painful. You're making it harder for yourself. You hear me? Get off me! Let me go! That man, he abused me. Take this pill. You will be in a lot of trouble if you fall pregnant. You understand? You owe me plenty money, so don't get any stupid ideas. Shogbo. Please, Mary. Please don't make me do this. I will find another way to pay you back. I promise.
The following months were a long, dark nightmare for Abike.
I was abused by so many men at that house.
Black bitch. Shut up, you whore.
They did terrible things to me.
Love it. Love it. Bend over.
I was not human to them.
Black bitch. Hey, you nasty cow. You love it, don't you? You love it. Scream louder.
They seemed to enjoy it more when I screamed.
You love it.
One day, after a punter had left, Abike went to the kitchen to get some water.
For the first time since arriving, Mary had forgotten to take the key from the back door of the house. It was my first chance to escape that nightmare.
Abike bolted. She ran and ran, not seeing where she was going, just flying as fast as her legs could carry her.
For a few days I lived on the streets in London. All I knew of England was that house and the horrors it held. I didn't know anyone and was frightened that Mary would find and kill me.
I will kill you.
Or worse,
My friends have your picture
she would take me back.
and will find you.
There were so many people walking past, but no one saw me. I was invisible to them. I was too scared to go to the police.
They will send you back to me.
One morning, a Nigerian lady came to ask me what was wrong. I was frightened, but she asked me so kindly and she reminded me of Mrs. Thomas. Slowly, I managed to explain what had happened to me. Merciful Jesus, we must get you off these streets. Come quickly now, eh? You, come home with me.
At first, Abike was afraid. She had lost trust in everyone. She thought that Janet might be phoning Mary at that moment. She felt like bolting for the front door. But Janet returned with a cup of tea. Abike said the only person who could help her was her husband, Adam.
Pelle, I will help you, child. The police will treat you like an illegal immigrant and lock you up. You need to be with your husband. Let's see what we can do.
Janet's nephew arranged a fake ID and some money for Abike to travel to Austria. The police arrested Abike at customs for false documentation. Abike tried to tell the police everything, but they didn't pay much attention to her.
Yeah, she claims she was trafficked, Gov.
Yeah.
Straightforward case of false papers. Just get a process and wrap it up.
I am sentencing you to 12 months in prison for the possession and attempted use of a counterfeit passport.
Once again, Abike found herself trapped behind a locked door, this time as a criminal.
How did this happen? Why are they doing this to me? I lost my husband, my children, and have been locked inside hell for so long. And now I'm in prison. All I've experienced in this country is suffering.
After 3 months in prison, Abike was assisted to retrial by a sympathetic lawyer.
It is quite clear, Your Honour, that this is a case of trafficking. My client was brought to England under false pretences and has lived through horrendous experiences here. She was arrested trying to escape her jailers, and the state has imprisoned her yet again. What concerns me is that lots of energy is being spent on punishing my client for being trafficked, but no time is being spent finding and prosecuting her traffickers.
Abike was released and filed for asylum in the UK. The trauma inflicted on Abike through her experiences in that house and the stresses of going through the asylum process left her completely destroyed. Finally, Abike was granted asylum and was eventually reunited with her children. They are now living together in London. Abike is a devoted mother. She doesn't talk about her past. She says her children are adjusting to UK life, but she's not looking forward to some of their questions.